If I clap, will it come up on your audio?
Oh, let's see. All right,
what's going on? It's your AI DJ.
It's X.
It's your AI DJ X. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, we're back.
We're back for an 8th episode.
You already know. It's
as
of today, by the way, officially been a year since we started this podcast. And
what's the date today?
March 29th. It's March 29th for another hour.
Holy shit.
Yeah. We made it, brother.
A year of podcast? Yeah. Well, it's been a year that we've had a podcast
up. Minus that little
9
months we took off. That's hopefully not going to happen again.
Yeah, something catastrophic will have to happen for us to not be recording episodes anymore. It's completely out in the open. Everybody knows.
Yeah, we have enough of a demand for it.
We were outed as podcasters.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been a wild time. It's been cool to see all the different countries that we have listeners in. We have 50% of our listeners in the United States in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And then the other 50% of our listeners are scattered across random European countries.
Which is rad.
It's awesome, but I'm like,
that's
what
pretty cool.
We have one listener in Georgia, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Do we have, like... I don't have any friends. Do you have friends in the military?
I have...
I mean, I don't think that we have a base anywhere in Georgia. But
no, I mean, I've got three friends that are active duty right now. A Marine, Air Force, and a Navy rescue diver.
Yeah.
But they're in California, the Gulf of Mexico, and Providence, Rhode Island. So I don't think anybody...
we should probably...
They know who they are. I didn't say names.
Yeah, but that's...
easily Googleable that there are military bases in those places. So, except Providence, the kid who's in Providence isn't on a base. He's home.
Anyways.
But yeah, the internet's a little... It's getting a little sketchy now.
There's a lot of shit happening real quick.
Yeah.
And
they're trying to get rid of VPNs.
Trying to get rid of VPNs, trying to get rid of TikTok.
Trying to get rid of TikTok, which, I mean, just saying, lets the Chinese know we don't fuck around.
Yeah, but it would honestly...
That was a joke, by the way. Obviously, taking TikTok away is the dumbest fucking psyop the government has ever come up with.
Not only is it the dumbest, but it's basically just a mask for them to really just invade our privacy and become more of like a Chinese state.
Yeah, it's like the Patriot Act all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Which means we're going to have to get another Edward Snowden. Mm-hmm. Imagine he comes back.
Edward Snowden just pops up in fucking rural North Dakota.
Yeah. He's like Dexter. He's gonna show up randomly in Michigan. And he's going to be like, hey, fucking TikTok's back.
Hey, by the way, guys,
his episodes,
you will not silence us.
His episodes on Rogan are kind of funny.
Really?
Yeah, because
it's been on Rogan?
It's been on Rogan twice.
How the fuck did that happen?
Zoom.
I was going to say, doesn't he live in Russia?
He lives in, I think he lives in Moscow, and he does like...
Moscow's got a lot of fucking nonsense going on over there. A bunch of fucking knuckleheads.
Yeah, lads up there aren't doing too good.
Bro, they are fucking... Yeah. They're just making... They're really dicking around up there, dude.
Nothing makes me more patriotic than seeing a 20-year-old Ukrainian boy on TikTok gun down a 45-year-old serviceman from Russia. Those videos are hilarious to me, and I will not cut this out of the podcast. The funniest thing I've seen probably ever is a Ukrainian teenager absolutely dropping multiple Russian soldiers at once on TikTok. Because it's just like unintelligible Cyrillic languages, and then bop, 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 bop. You're like, yeah, fucking fuck around and find out. Just saying, that video when the farmers in Ukraine roll up on the Russian tank and they pull the guy out of it, execute him, and then blow the tank up. Top 10 funniest videos to me of all time.
I mean,
Because Putin's like,
fuck, dude. You
Yeah.
just unloaded a lot there that you should probably be unloading on your therapist, not on your podcast.
nah, it's hilarious. Because Putin was like, fucking, we take Russia, we take Ukraine, nobody cared. And then, like, 65-year-old dudes with service weapons from World War II were like, fuck around and find out. Literally, yet.
Нет, you don't do that.
Fuck around and find out, bitch. Rolling with a tank. Me and my 2 dudes on a donkey are gonna fucking execute you on video.
Bro, riding up on a donkey with a fucking M4 strapped to his chest.
Yeah, they're like fucking, U.S. sent us weapons. What about it? I got 3 NATO guys sleeping in my house, all comfy cozy. My wife served them dinner last night.
Eating borscht and fucking my hot daughters.
Yeah. I'm about to have some.
All of them are hot, by the way. My wife and my daughters. Not,
Yeah, they're all hot.
Don't
This
get it
is,
twisted. This is Russia.
yeah, this is fucking Ukraine.
Oh, yeah, Ukraine. My bad.
Everybody
My bad.
here's hot. And everybody here is ready to fuck up some Russians.
If there's only thing that we
seen-
love more than being hot, it's fucking killing Russians.
Yeah, if there's one more thing, if there's a thing that's higher on my list in priority than hot Ukrainian supermodels, it is ugly Ukrainian dads murdering Russian soldiers on video and posting it on TikTok.
Braggadociously posting it on TikTok.
Yeah, they're like, fucking check this shit out.
You mess with ox, you get cock.
Yeah. Fuck around and find out.
As you Americans say.
Second Amendment, my dick. Geneva Conventions, my fit Ukrainians.
Big man in the chair.
Yeah, we use hollow tip bullet. Fucking shred your intestines in my house.
There is no rules here.
Yeah.
This is wild, wild Russia.
Wiki Wild Wild West. The Wiki Wild Wild East. Rough Rider.
Vietnamese Eastern Hemisphere.
Rough Rider. No, you don't want another.
We no ride rough. On bikes, we ride rough on donkeys.
Only thing I ride rough is my hot Ukrainian supermodel wife.
Who, by the way, is still kind of like a 6 here.
Yeah, here she is 6, but in America she is 11. She would have top 0.1% OnlyFans. Instead, she tends to the beats.
She makes daily borscht.
Her hands dirty as mine.
She calls sheep herd when I am away.
Her eyes.
Killing Russian soldiers.
She takes up arms against Russian imperialists. She blew the head off a 17-year-old Russian combatant in my front yard.
I was so proud. I told her I loved her for the first time ever.
I said, wife.
You know what I've done? Wife.
My wife.
It was my wife. This is getting really boring.
Is my wife. You know who loves Borat?
Who?
My fucking mom.
No fucking way.
Dude,
Down with the rat.
She fucking loves Borat, dude.
That's crazy.
When he rolls up with Rudy Giuliani and he's trying to take his dick out. Like, I'll just walk around the house and be like, great success.
It's nice, yes.
This is my neighbor. Don't dish until the young man. He's pain in my assholes. I get the window with the glass. He get the window with the glass.
I get color TV. He gets color TV.
I get the clock radio. He cannot afford. Great success.
How did you? You just one-shotted his name.
Yeah. My daughter. My daughter is number 13 prostitute in all of Kazakhstan. She's great success. Pride of country.
13th, anyways.
Yeah. 13th pride of country. She have many male suitor. We're 9 minutes in and about 8 of them have been me in an accent.
Yeah. You know,
I feel like Eminem on the fucking Relapse mixtape.
You know, I've noticed sometimes that when I try to do accents, my northeastern accent will still come out. Like I'll be trying to talk Russian and then still like drop my R's.
I parked the car in the yard.
It's nice, yes.
Hey, I'm fucking walking here.
But it's only like I can do like an English accent or like an Australian accent and just like be
Be okay.
Australian or like
Yeah.
be English.
Dude, fucking. Do you know we missed Stavros in Providence?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm trying not to miss
Fucking the shaman.
the shaman.
Yeah, you know how
McCuskey boy himself.
you know how I found out we missed Stavi baby boy.
Oh,
He came up on my fucking TikTok,
really?
and he was like talking about Providence.
Yeah.
And he like knew like shit about Providence. He was like, yeah, fucking Providence, great city. I walked in, I said, wow, what a great city. He's doing Shane's Trump impression. That would be so funny if like one of the comedians that they just started ripping one of them off, and everyone was like, what the fuck? It's Chris O'Connor doing fucking Alabama football jokes.
But like telling it completely wrong.
Yeah, he's like, and then they were like,
Look at all those whites, I think.
look at all those whites running around,
Catching it.
catching it.
There was white cornerbacks.
I don't think you're understanding when I'm telling you there were white corners. There's only 2 of them left in the San Diego Zoo, and they won't reproduce.
Little fun factoid: the last white corner to play in an NFL game played in 2004. That is a real fact that you can Google right now.
Yeah, he played for it was the Rams, because he was on the Giants, and then he played 1 year for the Rams.
That dude with the weird fucking like I think his last name was like
It was Seahorn, but it's spelled wrong. It's Sehorn.
bro Jason Sehorn,
Jason,
the savior of the white corners.
Jason Heath Seahorn. He's the last white NFL corner.
There's a white corner from Iowa declaring for the draft this year that's like actually good.
Oh,
He also has
the
like
Young Bull's gonna have a.
he also has like a super white guy named his name's like I think his name's Riley Moss.
Oh yeah. Riley Tybalt Moss.
I don't know what his middle name is, but that would be funny as fuck if his middle name was just a fucking Tybalt.
Yeah, it's something that
His brother Mercutio.
something that just fucking screams like, "Oh yeah, your grandfather was an oil baron." Yeah, I think we're gonna steer clear, for the most part, the next couple eps of politics and serious shit, because there's a lot of, I mean, we have a lot of stances,
Yeah.
but I think if you just listen to us talk, it's pretty clear what our stances are.
And all I'm gonna say is obviously what's happening in the country now is horrible. And
Yeah.
there needs to be change. Just go vote.
Yeah, vote.
Maybe don't vote Republican.
Maybe don't vote for the people you think are doing bad things.
Yeah.
And we just want to be a little guiding, giggling light.
I just want a world where the kids that I eventually have will be able to go to school and come back with their head still attached to their shoulders. That would be like ideal. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, because like you don't want me homeschooling kids.
Yeah. Because then they'll be like, there's
My
going to be
kids
like multiple me's.
My kids are gonna be goblins.
Dude.
My kids are gonna be super gremlins.
My kids are going to know that the perk's fake, but still eat it anyways. My God.
My kids are gonna roll up to their first year of high school and be like, "My name is Kodak, but when you see me, I'm white." Oh God. But yeah, we want to be
Let's just,
the guiding, giggling light.
yeah.
And
I think that in past episodes we've kind of stepped into political talk, and I'll be the first to admit that I don't really know enough about anything to share my opinion.
yeah, like I'm informed.
I think being
I'm informed.
and-
I'm informed to have my own opinion, but I'm not informed enough to like go on a public platform and be like, "This is what's going on.
yeah.
Turn to the frickin' frogs, gay."
What?
That's a little OG Alex Jones reference.
Yeah.
For the boys.
Kermit the freaking frog.
Turn to the frickin' frogs, gay. Fucking Mr. Potato Head Strands. I'm going to bed.
But what we're trying to say, and this isn't Jake and Dave the podcasters and wannabe comics, this is Jake and Dave the people.
One of these straws is upside down. Anyway.
We need to really get along.
Yeah. Like,
We got to. Our country has to change. It's enough's enough.
Just be nice.
Just don't be a dick. Don't kill each other.
Yeah, like why is this happening?
Like
I'm gonna look right in the camera when I say
everybody,
this.
you know, Everybody love everybody, like Jackie Moon said.
Who's Jackie Moon?
You never seen the movie Semi-Pro?
No.
He's a owner and player of a ABA basketball team in the 70s.
Oof.
It's Will Ferrell.
Oh.
And it's Will Ferrell, not Woody, I think Woody Allen. Kind of ugly guy, big nose. He was in Kingpin.
That is Woody Allen.
Yeah, Woody Allen.
Is Woody Allen the same dude that went off on like the crazy anti-Jew shit that was like really funny?
No, that was Mel Gibson.
That was Mel Gibson.
That was Braveheart himself.
Yeah, that was Millie G.
That was the Patriot.
The Patriot himself.
Patriot, by the way, not a great movie. I've always been bored, but I love Braveheart.
What was the Patriot?
It was Mel Gibson was a revolutionary soldier,
Yes.
and
Yeah, that movie was ass.
I mean, a lot of people love it. My dad loves it.
Really?
Yeah, my dad fucking.
The Patriot was.
My dad's kind of a movie nerd, though. To be fair, I've noticed. But
Yeah.
I loved The Passion. I loved.
I still haven't
Braveheart.
seen Passion of the Christ.
It's honest, like, and I'm not at all a religious person, but it's a good fucking.
Yeah, from what
movie.
I've heard, it's a good movie.
Yeah, I think if you can play Jesus well, you're a good actor.
The problem is after you play Jesus and then
And
you're
then
like,
go off on anti-Semitic tangents.
you're like, maybe they do control the weather.
Yeah.
I love watching episodes of podcasts or like YouTube videos that have Ari in them, and all the comments are like, "I'd like to thank Ari for the nice weather in Chicago today." I've been watching black people react to comedy.
Really?
Top 10 experience.
Okay.
I watched a black couple react to Ari Shafir's Jew.
By the way, Jew was a fantastic special. That was really fucking good.
If you haven't watched Ari Shafir's Jew, please, and I preface it with Ari Shafir's Jew, and I don't just go, if you haven't watched Jew yet,
Any old Jew.
go do that.
Just pick one and watch it.
Go out to a park. Just watch them. It's a good time. No, but
All the Hebes running around.
yeah, fucking catching it. And by it, I mean the radio waves coming from the 5G towers telling them how to control the weather. But nah, if you haven't watched Jew by Ari Shafir, please go watch it. But as a white dude who grew up around a lot of black people, Tom Segura's dad is on the right track when he's like, buddy, I gotta tell you, I just like watching black people have fun. Watching black people who have never seen the comedy that I've seen and getting to watch them, because they have like a totally different experience with the world than I do. So they laugh at different shit, and I didn't think that, or I didn't remember that from when I was a kid, where like jokes I would tell wouldn't land with the culture.
Yeah.
And they would be like, what are you fucking talking about? But like watching them laugh at shit that I'm like, oh my God, I wouldn't even think about that being funny.
Yeah.
Like my favorite is watching these different React channels watch Jew, and he's talking about Miss Pat right at the beginning. He's like, why that man has curly fries? And he's like, oh, the grammar on you people. And he goes, by you people, I don't mean blacks. I mean everybody. I mean goys.
Guys.
And then he talks about like goy meaning non-Jew. And watching their faces go from like, oh shit. Because at first they're like, because he introduces her as my black friend, Miss Pat. And so they're like, oh boy, the Jewish guy is about to say something terrible. So they have that, like, this face. And then
Slide lightly there.
as soon as he says the grammar on you people, if it's a guy and a girl, the guy always dies laughing and the girl just sits there staring at the computer screen. And then he goes, when I say you people, I mean goys, not blacks. And then they just fucking die. It's my favorite thing. I might be some already past Vietnam veteran reincarnated in the body of a 20-year-old man. Because I connect with those guys on a lot of things.
All right.
A lot of they're like, don't listen to the government.
You know, I've noticed a strange anomaly that happens to me just occasionally in life.
Oh God.
And I think it's probably due solely to my hair, but I got a new job, and
Right. Your hair looking good, by the way.
thank you. I've had a rough hair week. When the seasons change, sometimes my hair will shed, and I'll get nervous when my hair's falling out for a week or so.
Oh God.
But one of my new coworkers just asked me, what ethnicity I was, and I was like, I'm just
White guy.
white. And she was like, no way. That hair on your head, come on. I was like, that's what.
Like, I have curls.
My ancestors are from fucking Wales. Like they were just out hunting and gathering one day, fucking gathering berries and wheat and shit. And they got up and looked at each other. It's like, right, yeah, I guess it's time we go back home now, isn't it? God save the queen.
It's a bit of a whiffle, isn't it?
It's a wee bit trickly out, isn't it, lad?
We're gonna make some trickle pie.
Yeah, right. Have a full English and
Daddy, I need to take a shit.
go finish the night on the Fortress of Dreams.
We're gonna go kill the Saxons, Daddy. We're gonna go find all the indigenous and round them up and make them work. And then we're gonna outlaw it so the Americans look bad.
My daddy owns 30 people.
My daddy owns all of India. We have a piece of the Taj Mahal in our parlor.
And then the second hunter-gatherer was like, what are you talking about, dude?
What the fuck?
And he was like, oh, just follow me. It'll all make sense soon, laddie. Let me tell you.
We're gonna get a guy who really doesn't like the Israelites to lead the Scots to victory. Don't they lose at the end of Braveheart?
Yeah. Yeah, that movie is about Scottish independence, about how Scotland claimed their independence from the crown. And
Ireland is hilarious.
that's a weird. I don't understand the whole North Ireland thing. Like,
Because one of them is
one of them's an
independent.
independent country. Is it Ireland that's independent, or is it Northern Ireland?
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland,
Northern Ireland is not
part of the
part
UK.
of the UK.
Okay.
You know, because of the ignition bombs.
Because of those cocktails they made in the early 70s that didn't sit well with some people.
Yeah, I bring a very balaclava and AK-47 to the public square that the British Crown doesn't think too kindly of.
I bring a very
Fertilizer.
Bloody Sunday to a Sunday that the British Crown doesn't really approve of.
Yeah, I bring a very
Whatever I
bring a very come out you black and tans vibe to the British monarchy that the British monarchy
Whenever I
doesn't
think
like.
of the IRA and all of that ballyhoo that went on over there, I just think of
Bunch of hubbub.
bunch of hoopla.
Bunch of hoopla.
Sounds like a lot of hoopla going on over there, guys.
Yeah, meanwhile, there's children without fathers currently in Ireland because their dads were in the IRA.
For some reason,
There's orphans in Ireland right now.
The first thing that pops into my head is just Bono holding double clutching Molotov cocktails, just singing U2 songs the whole time while he's throwing them at fucking British soldiers.
Message in a bottle.
That's not even a U2 song. Yeah. That's the Police.
Yeah, fuck it. Same
That's
shit.
Sting.
Yeah, same fucking idea. I had a kid in my Boy Scout troop that was obsessed with Sting.
The Police were a great band, but Sting's solo stuff, yeah.
Well, yeah, you can't just be like, hey, this fucking weird talking guy that plays bass at the same time.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. That'd be like if what's his name from Rush? It'd be like if Geddy Lee was like, I do my own shit now. Be like, yeah, it's probably terrible.
Well, I don't know.
You're probably awful at it, actually. What are you gonna do? Play the keyboard with your feet while you play bass alone? You fucking queer.
You talented fucking psychopath asshole.
You crazy dick. What are you talking? You fucking Canadian.
I wish I had that much talent, but you somehow managed to not make great music at the same time. So.
Yeah, it's like Freddie Mercury's solo shit. It's like, wow, you have 15 octaves? Go fuck yourself. That mustache doesn't hide your lack of talent. Hides the
mustache doesn't hide your lack of talent and abundance of AIDS.
No.
Oh, that was fucking mean.
Fucked.
That was really mean. Oh my god.
Sorry, Freddie Mercury.
But yeah, I love the Police. Like, still, like,
rocks. That fucking video that's Roxanne, but it's just rocks.
Like, if you
what do you study in geology school?
Rocks.
Obama.
I don't think that I've ever really mentioned, like, so I have older parents, and the music I grew up on is like old parents shit. You fixed your chair?
I fixed my chair. So this thing goes in to lock the chair from being able to go back, but if it's all the way back and gets pushed in, I'm just stuck. And I couldn't get it to come out because I was leaning in. I was like, the chair was against the bar, so it won't move. But if I go all the way back, the bar is released again, and I'm like, meow. Sorry, we earlier tonight, we were having some off-pod talk, and I thought I broke my chair. I was a little upset about that because my mommy bought me this chair. My mommy would be very upset with me if I broke my...
Well, my daddy single-handedly started the East Indian Trade Company.
Actually, that was the Portuguese. My daddy's the reason there was an opium war in China. My daddy killed 14 million Arabs.
My daddy founded Cambridge University.
My daddy discovered gravity. Charles Darwin is a fucking wild dude. Because people back then weren't doing that shit. And he was like, I'm going to go live on an island with a bunch of fucking finches. I'll be back. And they're like, what? He was like, I'm going to be sending you letters about shit, and I need you to take them. And they were like, what are you talking about? He's like, you're about to get mad letters, dude. Keep that shit because I might die. And then he disappeared for a year. Yeah. And then he came back looking like my fucking left nut. And he was like, yo.
That rough, really?
Yeah, he was like, yo, evolution. And they were like, fucking...
Huh? No, God.
What about God? And he was like, he's like, nah, dude, did you get my letters? And they were like, yeah. He was like, did you fucking read about the birds? And
they were supposed to read them?
they were like, nah, we put them in a box. We've been just talking about God a lot. And he's like, no, fucking...
Hear me out. Listen, guys.
He's like, well, you think God made 15 different kinds of finches? I don't think so. He forgot to make Adam a wife. I don't think he made finches.
That's exactly the way he said it, too. Yeah. Just sitting there with his feet up in a chair.
He was like, yeah, what's going on, Charles Darwin? I don't think he made
Hey, guys, Charles Darwin here.
What's going on?
It's your boy, Darwin.
What's going on?
Coming at you with an evolutionary theory that you've never heard of.
It's your Spotify AI DJ, Charles Darwin.
I just got back from the Isle of Finches. You already know what time it is.
I just got back from the Galapagos. Man, kiwi birds, that's the shit. Coming up, we got the red hot chili peppers and more. Up next, here's some of 2019 hits.
Featuring artists such as Turnstile and Lady Gaga.
We got some songs coming.
3-6 Mafia.
Yeah, the Spotify AI DJ has got to be from Houston, because I was going to Kohl's the other day and I like hit the DJ button and I was like, fuck it, let's listen to some weird music, because that dude thinks I like the wildest shit and I just skip through it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the shit you be listening to in the car it never ceases to surprise me.
All right, I do listen to sea shanties unironically. And I also, this might make it onto the podcast eventually, but I do know how to proficiently tube and throat sing. I taught myself when I was 16.
How much free time did you have on your hands to teach yourself how to Mongolian throat sing?
Tuvan throat sing,
Tuvan.
first of all.
I thought that was...
No, different type.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Yeah, I did my research when I was fucking jobless.
All right.
But before I had a job,
You had throat singing.
I would just come home and stand in my kitchen with my headphones on, listening to music and pretending to be the people playing the music.
Me too, honestly.
So I would be listening to Slipknot, screaming in my kitchen at 2:05 in the afternoon.
That's great.
And one time my neighbor called my mom and was like, "There's like screaming going on in your house. Is Jacob
that's just
okay?"
Jacob.
And so she called me. She was like, "Is everything okay?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "Well, so and so called me and was like, there's a lot of screaming going on." And I was like, "Oh, I was singing a song." She was like, "You were singing?" And I was like, "It was a metal song. I was screaming in the kitchen." She was like, "Okay, please don't do that. It scares the neighbors. You're scaring all the hoes."
My brother in Christ. You got to be worried about screaming at some hoes, my dog.
But so one time I was listening to Disturbed on YouTube instead of on Spotify because I had ran out of skips.
By the way, hot take. Disturbed. Not that great.
3 good songs. Fucking Down with the Sickness.
Another Way to Die.
Another Way to... All right, so 4 good songs. Down with the Sickness. Another Way to
Stupefy.
Die. Stupefy is okay. Stupefy doesn't make it onto the 4 list. What's that song? Stricken.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's Stupefy, Down with the Sickness, Stricken, and Sound of Silence.
Yeah, well, that's just a cover.
Yeah, but
That is a decent
it's their
cover.
own song.
I'm surprised by how well they did that cover. I will say that.
If you see
that is a strange song for them to cover.
And if you see a cover today of Sound of Silence, it is of the Disturbed cover.
Yeah.
It's not of nobody.
Nobody even knew that Simon and Garfunkel wrote that song.
Yeah, but anyway, so I was listening to Disturbed on YouTube, and the next video that came up was Tuvan throat singing, and I was just standing.
Interesting jump to make there.
Yeah, I was standing in my kitchen with my shitty headphones, listening to Tuvan throat singing, and then I was like, I could do that shit, and I was like, all right, I got it, and then I practiced every day, for like 2 years, and then I got. So actually, no, I was 14 because I was doing it for 2 years, and then I had to stop doing throat
Get a
singing.
fucking job.
Yeah, because I got a job, so I could no longer go home from school and not have anything to do besides tube and throat sing and scare the dog. So, yeah, that's why, because I was a bored child on the spectrum, and I was like, I got a skill, because like you've heard me sing, like I can sing,
Yeah.
like actually. Not just like I can fucking karaoke. Like I will toot my horn on very few things.
But you can sing.
I can sing.
You can sing for sure.
So learning how to throat sing was really fun. And I still do it to this day to sea shanties because a low drone added to like a well-produced sea shanty, that shit'll bring a tear to your eye.
One thing I've noticed, me and Jake used to jam together. We had a couple of friends that we'd play with. I've noticed that, and I don't know if you like did this on purpose or just didn't notice, but you would turn your back to us when you'd sing.
Yeah, I do that.
Is that like just nervous to sing around people?
Yeah, like I can't sing in front of people, or I have to close my eyes. Like my girlfriend had me sing in front of her one time, and she's like, "Why do you always close your eyes when you sing?" And I was like, "'Cause fucking." Why people can't look at me.
Yeah.
And then the one time I actually sang with our group of friends that we jammed with, it was bad because I was looking at them and we were in a tiny, tiny second floor bedroom and Jakey boy was emotional. So I was like, don't be comfortable while you sing. Fucking look like a cool guy. And then we recorded a song and I was like, and fucking was just looking at me like,
Yeah.
you remember we had everything on the mixer? It was you, me, and then the two of them. And they played it back and was like,
Yeah.
I was like, fucking, I was nervous.
I'm trying.
He's like, we spent like 2 hours putting that song together. And then we were like, all right, let's record a demo of it. So when we get together next time, we know what to work on. And then the vocals were just awful. And then I never jammed with them again. I was so traumatized by it that I never did it again. But yeah, music was fun.
Yeah, I miss like playing music with people. Like,
It was a weird form of expression that, like, looking back on, I'm like, damn, I need that shit in my life.
yeah, like I think that honestly the mistake I made was not becoming proficient with recording equipment. Like, I just wanted to get good at playing the bass and singing, and I didn't want to like know how to work anything, because it's a lot harder to find people that are like-minded to play with than you'd think.
Yeah.
And like,
You gotta get good to just, like, get into anybody.
and the thing is that, like, I'm a good writer and I have an okay voice, but like, I'm not like a phenomenal bass. Like, I'm a decent bass player. So it's like, I think I put a lot of time and effort into the wrong things and got upset that when I was playing with people that were a little skeptical of my talent, and, you know, looking back, I get that.
And then you pull up to the jam session. You're like, how the fuck? You're like, what's going on? And they're like, fucking plug it in here. And you're like, oh shit! All right, I want to get this sound, but I don't know how to get it. And they're like, and then they go over and fuck with the amp for you. And then
that was embarrassing. That was.
I feel like a fucking pussy right now. And then you play good, and you're like, yeah, all right, I'm good. And then they're like, all right, switch to this. And you're like, fucking god damn it.
Honestly, that I just need like. I want to get back into playing again because my shoulder's healed up enough now. By the way, my shoulder took a lot longer to heal than I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be quick.
I did
that
too.
Shit took.
It's still not 100%. I still get like my shoulder's sore right now just from sitting like this.
I'm pretty sure we talked about your shoulder on like the 3rd episode of this podcast.
But it's
like
a lot less intense now. A little update for everybody.
Oh wait, yeah, because your shoulder was fucked up, and then you had the surgery.
Yeah.
And then that's right.
After we finish this thought, though, I got a story to tell you about that. It's honestly a pretty funny story.
But I think I did the exact opposite thing that you did, where
you're like a total gearhead.
Yeah, I got like
you know everything about everything.
I got decent enough at playing to where I could utilize gear and like unlock the full potential of gear. And then I just never got any better at my instruments because I would just fuck around with the gear all the time.
Yeah.
Like I have what is that Schecter that I have, like $700-800?
Yeah. That is a beautiful. By the way, hang on. Let's
pull that shit up. So that's a funny story about this. Oh yeah, this I was talking about the bass, but this
that is a nice bass too.
Yeah, this Ibanez. This Ibanez was my 17th birthday gift, I think. Oh no, it was 18th. My mom bought that for me. It was like $450. But so there's a funny story about that Schecter 5, if you want to put that on camera real quick. So when I was taking bass lessons when I was like 12, I had a very amazing bass teacher, an amazing bassist. He's in a band. The name of the band escapes me right now. But his name is Tom Colantonio, and I will not be censoring that out because if Tom ever hears this, I want him to know that he was a huge influence on my life, and he was probably one of the best musicians I've ever met playing in my entire life. He knew that I was into heavy music, and I was talking about like, oh, you know, I want to get into playing like metal and I just don't have the amp for it. I don't have the gear for it. Like, it sucks because, you know, my mom's on, it's just me and my mom, this and that. And like, I wasn't asking for anything. I was just kind of complaining. And he goes, hold on. Give me a week. And maybe we can change that. And I was like, what are you talking about? He wrote a letter to the Rhode Island Jazz Conservatory. And they donated that bass and my acoustic brand bass amp. You know that huge amp that I have?
That nice head and cabinet you got?
The fucking huge. It's like 1 1/8 or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even remember the size.
It's definitely like at least 100 watt.
Definitely 100 watt. Fucking huge. They donated that to me.
Wow.
And he was like, all you got to do is write a thank you letter.
Wow. Holy shit.
And so I wrote the thank you letter, and I like cried.
Dude, why are we not like in a band right now?
Yeah. He literally pulled up. So he was like, give me a week and don't show up to your next lesson with a bass. And I was like, you want me to show up with one of my guitars? And he was like, fucking no, don't show up with anything. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I expected him to come with like a marginally nicer bass than the fucking Ibanez 4 beginner shit like Geo that I have. And that's still also a really solid bass.
It is.
My mom got that for like $75 from Luca when they existed. And he rolled up with the hard case.
Wow.
And they like the amp was already in the room, and he was like, here you go. You got this for free.
That's nice. That's
And then he
really
taught.
awesome.
Yeah, I took lessons from him for probably another 9 or so months using that bass and that amp. And like, I lived. I'm not gonna say that, but he like changed the way I think about music. But yeah, I got really good with gear and like production. Like I learned a bunch of audio production shit. I'm really good at Reaper and like amp plugins and how to EQ everything and all that shit. And I don't think I could tell you a song I could play on any of my instruments. I have I have 3
playing for a couple minutes.
Yeah, I have 3 guitars and 2 basses, and I don't think I could play anything besides House of the Rising Sun on guitar and the intro slap riff to Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers on bass. And that's how I've always been.
Yeah.
Even when I was in jazz band for like a day. I was like, fuck this.
I miss playing. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got really discouraged from playing around like last February because I tried out for a band.
Yeah, I remember that. That was right before I moved in the dorms last year.
And I explained my situation. I was like, look, I don't really have a nice amp. Like, I live in an apartment and I haven't been playing in a band, so I have no reason to have one. And they were like, it's all right. We got, they had a head and cabinet for me set up and really nice. Yeah, I forget. I think it was a PV, big 150 watt.
Solid.
Cabinet and,
Nice blacked out PV with the thick metal grate.
Yeah, it was a really fucking nice amp.
PVs get hot.
Yeah.
I like PVs. Play on a PV for a little while, have a little fucking space heater.
And came, auditioned. They liked me. I played pretty well. And they were like, all right, so this amp isn't our amp. They practiced in a space that they shared with another band. And they kind of would, see the band in passing sometimes. And they just, I guess that the singer just asked them one day, they were like, oh, we got a bassist auditioning. Can you just leave your amp here once? And they were like, yeah, okay.
Ugh.
So I ended up, dropping the ball and getting some gear, and they found a new bassist. And that was like, fuck, And before that, the guys I was playing with, I think they just honestly lost patience with me.
Yeah, they were not a patient bunch. Well, because you got to think, I don't want to defend them.
No, I
but
honestly,
like, they're cool guys.
Yeah, I absolutely get why they lost their patience with me.
The level that they were at compared to like the level that you and I were at, it was like kind of insane.
Yeah, I remember.
Like,
Yeah,
like just the guitarist alone.
it basically like they ended up like telling me straight up like you're a good writer, which that's probably what I was most confident about was my ability to write lyrics and to conceptualize songs, what they sound like, and try to like put that into motion and put that into reality. But I mean, they were better musicians than me. I know that, and I regret kind of losing my temper with them a bit because I feel like maybe if I had stepped back a little bit and kind of let them control a bit, something could have came of it. I don't know, but
Yeah, but at the same time, like shit happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honestly,
if we had stuck together as a band like that, like I don't think we would have had the same experiences that you and I have had on our own.
yeah.
And like I don't think we would have started a podcast.
And honestly, I just think that they didn't take it as serious as I took it, which
was weird because they were much better musicians than us, but their like level of seriousness with what we were doing was way lower. Like I was always nervous as shit
because
to roll up to there, and then they were like fucking like not half dressed watching TV, and I'm like,
before
what the fuck?
before you even like came and like started singing with us, like we sounded pretty decent together. We had like 2 songs that I wrote, a song that they wrote.
It was the cover of the Green Day song.
The cover of the Green Day song. We had another cover too, and then we had something that we were like a jam that we were working on, and I was like stoked about it. I remember mentioning to him one day like I think it would be cool if we started like playing some shows and recording, and they were like,
what?
but yeah, like seriously, like I don't, we don't fucking care about that.
It was like the Wire. What is?
But
I don't know. It was weird.
yeah, I think that I brought a much too eager attitude to more of a layback setting, and
Yeah, it was.
honestly, I don't think I would feel as bad about it as I do if I was still like in contact with them and like still hung out with them. But like, I feel like I kind of lost a friend or 2 friends because of that, which sucks. But
Nah, because like, no, I feel that. I feel the same way. Like I don't talk to either of them anymore.
yeah, and there's no hard feelings. Like
No. But yeah,
it is what it is, and I honestly I kind of feel bad about it.
I don't think you should feel bad about it because, like, the drummer is doing exactly what I thought he would be doing right now, which is playing for a band.
Yeah,
That is like, he got
decent band by the way.
surprisingly.
Yeah, they sound.
There's that little part of me that wanted to be like, yes, I hope you fucking suck.
But they really don't.
And then I listened to them and I was like, oh, they're good. Good for him. I'm fucking glad that you're successful.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, I think that's natural whenever somebody moves on from something involving you and does better with something similar.
Like, damn,
you kind of want to hate on them a little bit, but
nah,
I'm happy for him because that's all I always wanted to do. I mean, this is a kid I've known since I was in fucking kindergarten.
yeah, like
And that's all he's ever wanted to do, and I'm happy that he's doing it.
if he didn't go and do that, I'd be pissed.
Yeah. And he's got the talent to probably even do better than he is right now eventually.
Yeah, low key.
Like, he's like a professional level talent.
And it's since we were like 15.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's just what he's good at.
Like, low key, he could play with better people. Not that his band is bad, because they're not. They rock.
It's not even that. I just think, like,
He could play.
that could be his life.
Yeah.
Like, he could be a professional musician.
He could currently play with professionals, and it would work. But yeah, music. I don't think people who have never delved into the music scene even a little bit, I don't think realize how like
it's ruthless. It is. It's very
dramatic.
It's very dramatic, and it's I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I 100% understand it, but I think that it's very hard to find good musicians that aren't at least a little bit pretentious.
Well, you gotta have that little, have that little chip on your shoulder and be like, I could fucking play with this band.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely. And I think that that's why I ended up kind of my, idea of wanting to play music kind of fizzled out because I don't, whether it's, reality or it's just my own self-doubt, I never really had that level of confidence.
Yeah. It's like,
because I don't think I was bad, but I don't know. I always kind of knock myself down a notch, even if it's really not deserving to do so.
You and I do that a lot.
Yeah. I think I was a decent bassist and a decent singer. I just think what I had going for me most was that I'm a good writer.
Yeah, you can't really roll to a band and be like, I'll write your songs. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, music.
I honestly,
maybe we'll do some music shit in the future. I would like to do that for some of the apps while you're gone.
Yeah,
we could put together some jam shit. Throw that on the YouTube.
Yeah, we could record some stuff before I leave. I mean,
When do you leave?
I leave June 14th. Going away for 2 whole months.
All right. We could probably scrape together some kashish to get a mixer in here.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Because all we need is a mixer and 2 mics. Because I can VST all the amps and shit on my laptop.
Don't you have a drum machine program too?
Yeah. So we could fucking dick around with that. I think it's going to be a big step up I'm looking forward to for this podcast is regular mics.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be huge.
Because just regular mics going into a regular mixed, balanced EQ setup from the jump, episodes are going to come out a lot faster and they're going to be immediately better quality. Because the quality that they are now is reliant on the kind of bare bones mixing I can do in DaVinci.
Yeah.
Which is what I use to edit the videos. And then that audio is the same audio that goes out to the audio listeners.
Yeah.
When we were just audio, I would literally sit in my room
for hours,
5-6 hours, going in, individually cutting the volume on each person so that your volume was 0 when I was talking and mine was 0 when you were talking.
Yeah, I noticed that. It got
all that shit.
Yeah. That got a little choppy sometimes, though.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because there wasn't an actual noise gate.
Yeah.
If we have
you were just turning the volume down on the audio.
Yeah, I was literally going in and hand editing the volume level on each track.
That must have been fucking painstaking.
Yeah,
no wonder you went insane.
Yeah, no wonder I fucking turned out to be.
Dude, this kid lost his fucking mind for a couple of months.
Yeah. Yeah, those were rough. I would be up.
Shit.
We would finish the podcast and then I'd be up at
until the next day.
Yeah, because you would leave.
Yeah.
You'd leave the dorm and then I'd be I'd bool for a little bit with my roommates. Just fucking throwing that little basketball we had around. And then by the time they went to bed, it was 1:30. And I'm all right, time to fucking edit the podcast.
Do some podcasts.
Go to bed at 7.
Go to bed at 7, have class at 9.
Yeah, go to bed at 7, have class at 8:30. And be shit. Sitting in a chemistry lecture,
nodding out.
They're did you? Everybody had passed the homework up, and I just give my whole laptop to the girl next to me. What the fuck? I'm press play on that. The episode's pretty good.
This is my homework. Fuck you, suck my dick.
Yeah, fucking listen to me talk about. I don't even know what we talked about on those fucking episodes, to be honest.
Honestly, God's honest truth, I'll go back and listen to bits and pieces of some of the episodes. The last 2 episodes that we dropped, I listened to the whole way through, which I haven't yet done to this point.
Well, I the only reason that I don't listen to them because my ego would love me to throw in my car while I'm going to work. My own podcast episode on and be like, yes.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna start doing it more.
The boys were steaming.
You could I noticed that I was taking a lot of mental notes as to things that we should mention or shouldn't mention, or should make a habit of not doing or doing. And I brought that up. I brought that up to my girlfriend today, and she mentioned a lot of stuff too that I kind of noticed. And I think honestly,
Mike's alone will fix a lot of the issues.
And honestly, I think that for us to get better as podcasters, we got to listen to our own shit.
Well, I listen to the episodes because I edit them.
Yeah.
But I don't go back.
I think listening to the finished product is just as important, though.
Yeah, probably.
Musicians listen to their own music. They have to.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that's different from being a musician and being a podcaster is that you're talking instead of playing.
The music is fucking way better than what we do.
Yeah, that's true.
If I'm listening to a podcast and then somebody's listening to music in the car next to me, I immediately turn the podcast off and turn on music.
What are you listening to?
Is that Kodak Black? And he goes, oh boy. And I'm like, all right, yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think that as our talent with putting together podcast episodes increases, I think that hopefully the listeners will come, and I think
we'll do all right.
I think we'll do all right with this, honestly.
We'll be cool. The thing...
I love this. I do.
Yeah,
I look forward to doing this shit.
Shit fucking rocks.
It does. It's awesome.
I think we switch in and out of podcast voice.
Yeah.
And I think we would do a lot better if we're just kind of talking like we talk now, just speaking to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I catch myself doing that a lot. I watch the videos, I'm like, damn, I'm literally looking at the wall and just talking into my phone. And the episodes that I watch and we're looking at each other having a conversation, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna do numbers, and then it does. It gets 48 views. I'm like, the last one got 3. I'm like, yeah, because you were staring at the wall. Or I saw the first video episode we did. I was just like, hello. This is Jake. I'm talking to the camera right now. And that shit's terrifying.
Yeah.
If I ever watch a podcast and they're just staring at the camera, I'm like, what the hell?
That's fucking unnerving.
Fucking Jim from The Office type shit. Fuck The Office, by the way. We haven't mentioned anything gay yet. You know what's fucking...
The Office, yeah.
It's so gay is The Office.
Yeah.
And I've seen clips of it. Hilarious.
I refuse to elaborate.
Yeah.
You can do with that statement what you will. I refuse. The Office, gay as fuck.
Yeah, Office is gay as shit. Oh, my Apple Watch is gonna die.
Oh, jeepers creepers, man.
I won't get vibrations on my wrist when we're driving and I have the GPS on. I didn't know that happened.
Really?
On the Apple Watch.
I don't have an Apple Watch.
Yeah, when I first got mine, I had GPS on because I was going to New Hampshire with my baby girl. Me and the missus.
The Mrs. Jacarino?
Mrs. Jake. Me and Mrs.
Jacob and Jacob.
Me and Mrs. Go Watch My Podcast. We were going up to New Hampshire for a little lovers retreat.
Nice.
And I turned on the GPS and immediately my watch started vibrating. And I was like, shit, somebody's calling me. Somebody's calling me in the middle of me and my baby girl going to New Hampshire.
For a little Astroglide Showdown?
And, yeah. And,
podcast episode name?
Astroglide Showdown.
Astroglide Showdown. There we go.
Remember that, Jake. Yeah, me and the baby girl were going to New Hampshire, and I look at my watch, and it's like, turn right onto Douglas Avenue. I'm like, what the fuck? And it did that the entire 3 hours up to New Hampshire.
Jesus.
It gives you 200 feet notice.
Wow.
So that you don't miss turns and shit.
That's
so
pretty dope.
The GPS, so Siri will be like, oh, fucking, in 1 mile, turn right onto whatever, and then
watch is like, turn right immediately.
It's like, you missed the turn.
What are you doing, fuckface?
You need to gather copper.
Speaking of
Gathering. Are we gonna go
side quests,
Are we gonna go on a side quest tonight?
I'm about to tell you about an encounter I had with a real life side quest NPC.
Can we do that after I take a little pee-pee weepy?
Yeah, let's do that. You got a little bonus audio for me in there, then I guess.
Yeah, it'll still be on there. But yeah, I bought this dried mango because I used to love dried mango as a kid.
So that, all right, I gotta try it now.
Yeah, just fucking take a piece. Try a thicker piece because usually the thinner ones fucking suck.
I love mango too. That's depressing.
Yeah, that's so upsetting. But yeah, what was oh, it's a lot of money's worth of guitars behind me, and there was a very loud noise that just erupted from them. And I was a little worried that we were going to be having some issues.
Some very loud issues.
Yeah, it's only midnight.
Some abrupt noise issues.
So was this little story for me?
Oh yeah, little story we got for you. All right. So as previously mentioned, in September I had shoulder surgery.
Right.
They sent me back from the hospital a couple days worth of medication. They were like, come back in a week. Once the initial like, holy shit, this is the worst pain ever wears off.
Right.
And they're like, we'll give you the rest of your pain medication. You can take it as needed. So I go back a week later after the initial, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. I really wish I didn't do this. Kind of started to wear off, but it was still pretty fucking painful. I mean, I got my shoulder reattached to my body. That wasn't fun. They gave me oxycodone.
Classic.
Yeah, they gave me decent size oxys too.
Yeah.
Like more than 10 milligrams. I don't remember exactly how big, but they were like
Big.
the size of a penny.
Yeah, yeah.
Like really fucking big pills. And Rhode Island Hospital is in a terrible part of Providence.
Yeah.
Providence, by the way, probably one of the worst opioid epidemics in the country. Right here in our little city.
Yeah, right here in the smallest state, we have the biggest drug problem.
Yeah.
You know what we fucking love in Rhode Island?
Downers.
Suboxone and Furacet and Oxy.
And some good old-fashioned American perks.
Yeah, we love perks.
Love perks.
A lot of Vicodin.
A lot of
perks, a lot of Xanax, a lot of Klonopin.
A lot of heroin. Ton of heroin.
But it's surprisingly underground.
Yeah.
You don't actually see...
Because everybody really wants pills.
Yeah, if they're looking for pills first. And Rhode Island law is very weird. A lot of it is left up to pharmacists.
Yeah.
So sometimes people get the pills when they shouldn't get the pill.
All right, so I was going in and I noticed this guy sitting outside of the door of the hospital entrance, sitting in a wheelchair, wheeling himself around with one leg.
Nice little scoot.
Yep. Didn't really think much of it. I just noticed him because he was kind of a weird-looking fella. Older white gentleman, really long dreads, pencil-thin chin strap beard, big fucking huge, obviously very fake chains.
Did you see Riff Raff?
He looked like a down on his luck Riff Raff, yeah.
2024 Riff Raff.
Just wheeling around with one leg. He has two legs, by the way. He's sitting in a wheelchair, wheeling himself around with one of them.
Nice.
Hollering at people. Didn't think much of it. Go inside.
Classic Providence cretin.
Yeah. Get my get my prescription strength narcotics. Come back down. Leave out the door.
Hand him 6 Oxy. Go home.
No, so I hear from a decent distance behind me, "Hey, yo, young blood!" I turn around. It's him. It's down
Riff
on his luck, Riff Raff.
It's Riff Raff tomorrow.
Wheels himself up, full fucking speed. Gets to me, stands up, He's not paralyzed. He stands up. Pretty tall guy. Probably a decent amount over 6 feet tall. He's like, got anything good in there? And my initial reaction is to just laugh at him. And then he's just kind of standing there lingering. I'm like, oh, this dude's serious.
He's like, I'm waiting for an answer, motherfucker.
Now, I was like, all right, I got one arm right now, so I hope this guy's not fast if he tries to fuck with me, because I ain't gonna be able to fight right now. My arm was in a fucking sling that was like thick enough to.
Those like inflatable bitches.
Yeah, like I could like get in a car accident and this thing would save my life type shit. He's lingering there. I'm like, I don't know, man, nothing that great. I don't know why that was what I said. He's like, fuck you mean?
Like,
and yeah,
they only gave me straight opium.
yeah. I was like, they just gave me the little ones, you know? He's like, fuck you talking about?
Like, what?
By the way, this is exactly how this exchange. I'm not making this up at all. This is David, the person telling you this 100% true story. I am not fucking making this up. Starts screaming at me, and now I'm getting mad because he's yelling at me. Like, sling or not, I'm a grown man. You're not gonna fucking talk to me like that.
Fucking riffraff.
Yeah. And I was like,
hooligan.
And I was like, all right, homeboy, sit down and wheel yourself away. And he looks around. He gets a little closer to me. He's like, come on, man, I'll suck your dick.
I would have taken the head and then just walked away.
No, now I just started fucking with this guy, and I was like, I don't know if you want to do that, bro. Come on. Gotta have a little respect for yourself. He's like, come on, man, help me out. I'm like, I don't know, man. You don't really seem like you need it. He's like, I'll suck your dick. And I open the bag up a little bit, look at him,
Like, ooh,
and just
ooh.
walk away.
You're like,
He's like, yo, come on.
ooh, hey. Pop 9 oxys in front of this
I'm looking
guy.
behind me and make sure he's not fucking
Not
wheeling after me.
scooting behind me.
And I can just kind of hear him like exploding and like yelling,
Just
like,
having
freaking the fuck out.
Absolute ego death in the parking lot around
I heard
the
something
hospital.
slam. I don't know what happened. I didn't turn around, but I would like to think that he picked his wheelchair up and threw it.
Yeah, he hulked
Because that would
out.
be hilarious.
Yeah, he hulked out and threw his fucking
Bro,
wheelchair to rip the worker. he fucking killed a bus driver with that shit.
That is a 100% God's honest truth story that I just told you. I wish I was making that up, honestly.
Yeah.
I just think that
It'd probably be way funnier and less sad
if I was
if
just
you had
making
made it up.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of sad.
I got back in the car, and Ashlyn drove me. I couldn't fucking drive. I'm just sitting there, and I have like a weird look on my face, and she was like, "You okay?" I was like,
No.
I just got threatened and sexually harassed at the same time by a tweaker.
My fucking tweaker
And
riffraff.
she looks at me, and she's like, "Okay," and then just starts driving. And that's
Time
it.
to go home.
We've never talked about it since.
Nah, the opioid epidemic is sad, but
It is. It really is, and it makes people do strange things.
It's probably the only like epidemic where the thing itself, overall, very sad. It's ruined millions of people's lives.
But it's so easy to joke about.
The people themselves,
Funny as fuck.
hilarious.
Super fucking fun. You ever? Sometimes when I was younger, I would just go down to the bus station,
Just watch them.
just watch people nodding out. So I witnessed with my own 2 eyes some guy actively overdose once.
That's fucked.
He
The
was,
look on his face was shit.
he was standing up against a light pole, and then the slowest I've ever seen somebody falls down. He looked like somebody took a video of him and played it back at 0.25 speed.
Yeah, dude falls at 280 frames per second. Just
Slams his fucking head on the ground. And a bunch of people swarm him. The ambulance comes. I hop on the bus and leave. I hope he lived. Hope he's doing okay.
I hop on the bus to Kennedy Plaza and I'm like, nice. And
I
I
hopped on the bus back home.
I'm gonna watch 19 more of these happen simultaneously.
But no, it's a real problem.
Yeah, I wish we could have funny tweakers and not have a drug problem.
Yeah.
That would be funny. Just some dude.
People just like drinking a lot of coffee.
Yeah, no. They
Taking like caffeine
have
pills.
they don't have a substance abuse problem. They're just fucked up.
So poor mental health, which we also have a problem with in this whole country.
Yeah. Dudes that are tweakers, but they go home to their families and sit down for Sunday dinner. Yeah. You know, they just fucking
say grace.
Walking around Kennedy Plaza.
Go to church with their grandparents.
Walking around Kennedy Plaza like fucking, you know, jumping around.
A bunch of knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Bunch of buffoons.
Banging their heads on light poles.
A bunch of rapscallions.
Just like, Reagan caused Vietnam.
Some ne'er-do-wellers.
Yeah. The bus stations speak Vietnamese. Crazy shit. Why can't they just use forks like everyone else?
The wall is sideways.
Yeah. What are we doing about all this air?
What about it?
He's like, what? It's like, I don't know. Cheryl's calling me. I gotta go home. I'm gonna pick up the kids. The kids. Jesus.
Gets in a car that he owns.
Yeah.
Gets in a fucking Honda Pilot.
Jesus Christ, Frank.
A nicer Honda Accord than I own.
Yeah. One of the, like a dropped Accord. A slam decammed Accord. With a samurai sword shifter. Just like.
Dude, I fucking love Hondas. Like, I've never really been a car guy, but.
Once you get a Honda, you have to be a car guy.
Yeah,
you can get a CRV and you become a car guy.
My Hondas beat the fuck up. So I can't say publicly that I'm a Honda guy, but
eventually you'll get there.
It would be really heartbreaking if I had to get rid of my Honda and get a
different car.
Subaru.
Different.
Put it that way.
I have a friend who's hyped on Subarus and not nice Subarus.
Really? I do love the
Outbacks.
I do love the WRXs.
No, he doesn't give a fuck about the WRX.
And the Impreza, really? He likes Outbacks.
Big fan of Outbacks.
Okay.
And I was like, Are you a lesbian?
I didn't know that you were a lesbian and also a soccer mom.
He was like, I am a man. And I was
the newer Crosstreks are nice.
Crosstrek is cool. I don't like all the plastic. There's a lot of plastic on that car.
My aunt,
like on the outside.
My aunt and he's my uncle. I mean, my aunt has an Outback, a nice powder blue Outback in good shape.
They're always powder blue.
Yeah.
If you see an Outback driven by a woman, it's powder blue.
Yeah, and my uncle, about a year back, got rid of his. He had a little Scion, little boxy. I think it's like a TC or something. One of the little box. Literally looks like a fucking box.
It's either TC or TX, something like that.
Horrendous looking automobile.
Yeah, the fucking toaster.
Yeah,
it's got the one window that goes all the way around the back. You're like, why?
And
why did they have to make a corner piece of glass?
It was a hatchback.
Yeah.
Befuddling looking. It was so bad. It was horrible. Got himself a nice jet black Crosstrek, bitchin' looking car.
Yeah.
My cousin drives it around sometimes. He drives it around. I mean, it's a nice car. I could drive around a Crosstrek.
I could drive. My grandmother for a little bit had the big one. What's the fucking huge Subaru? It's not an Outback. It's like the big one.
I'm not sure.
Hold on, I gotta fucking Google this. My phone just went upside down for a second. Nice. Subaru SUV model. Here.
That was a pretty lispy S you just let off there, big man.
Models.
I just drive a Subaru.
She had a Forester.
Oh, yeah.
She had a 2018 navy blue Subaru Forester.
Okay.
This thing was like riding around in a fucking Suburban. It didn't look like a big car. And then you got in and there was, no lie, headroom to where you could have had... So the car would have fit, like, 5 people. Legit, an entire adult man's head worth of headroom. Even if you were, like, 6 feet.
Wow.
It was ridiculous. She actually got rid of it.
Yeah,
because she was like, it was like driving a box.
I remember when I had my pickup truck, I had a big Ram 1500.
I miss your pickup truck.
And that cab was a roomy fucking cab.
Yeah, this thing's fucking
You could
huge.
comfortably fit my whole family in there.
Yeah, this thing's are big. Like, I think my next car is either gonna be a little Honda sedan, little coupe.
I kind of want to get an Accord Sport for my next car.
I'd like an Accord Sport. I'd like a Civic coupe.
The Civic coupes are fucking nice. The hatchback ones are sick.
I'd like a Civic hatchback coupe or an F-250.
Okay. I could get another truck. I don't think I'd get another Ram because they're pieces of shit.
I would buy a newer Ram over an older Ford.
I think it would be cool as fuck to buy an electric truck.
Oh, F-150 Lightning?
Yeah.
The Poo-Tang wagon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Driving around silent in a 15,000-pound car.
I would give my left nut for a fucking King Ranch. Oh. Yeah.
Those plushy ass, air conditioned and heated leather seats.
Dude, those are luxury cars.
Gun holster.
Yeah.
You got a spot
I don't
for
even
an
fuck
AR.
with guns.
Yeah.
I hate guns, but
I'd buy the gun holster.
Yeah.
AR-15
I would get
holster
it
on the
fully
seat.
loaded. Fully loaded everything.
Comes with a
if I could
horse.
somehow comes with a whole cattle ranch.
Yeah.
In rural Texas.
That's why there's only 7 of the King Ranches made, because it actually comes with a ranch.
They take the ranch part really serious.
Yeah, you get the truck and they're like, you're also financially liable for the success of this ranch. You're like, what?
You look in the bed, it's also just full of Hidden Valley Ranch dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got really ranchy on this one.
Yeah.
That was a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
That was pretty bad.
That was a wicked fucking dad joke.
But you know what? I'm going to support it just like I'm going to support us.
Giving our left nuts for pickup trucks.
Yeah. And on that note, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for supporting.
Thank you for supporting. We do have a Patreon website.
We do. We're also gonna be starting to get more active on our Instagram.
Yeah, that's coming back. We've got like 17 followers or something.
So
I don't even know who they are.
If you feel so inclined, go follow the Instagram. It's You Have School Pod, right?
It's in the show notes and description.
Yeah.
So if you're on YouTube, it's in the description. If you're anywhere else, it's either on our artist profile on Spotify, or if you use Overcast or Apple Podcasts, it's in like the show notes / description. I don't actually know it. I think it's You Have School Pod. Our email, if you have any questions or suggestions for the show, as always, is youhaveschoolpod@gmail.com. We have a Patreon, which is also in the description and show notes. If you want to give us $1 for a coffee here and there, because you like what we're doing, that would be sick.
Gladly accept.
And other than that, all I can ask is that you share with your friends, because we've got 5 listeners in France right now.
That's pretty fucking dope.
Which is pretty rad. But I think America could do a little better than the French.
Yeah, and we're a year into this.
Yeah, this is year 1. We're going on year 2.
Yeah, we're
Year 1's done for.
we've had our humble beginnings. We're ready for this to take off a little bit. You know.
So
Be on the lookout for
open mic dates.
open mic dates. Possibly some music dropping soon.
Possibly some
Sooner
music
than
this
later.
summer. And hopefully, by the time next fall rolls around, your boys will be talking at the Mikey Wikeys. Like some real big time podcaster boys.
Fingers crossed, wood knock on. Hopefully so.
So yeah, thank you for supporting us. And if you got this far in the video or the episode, don't buy dried Philippine mango from Aldi. It tastes like nutsack.
And don't abuse opioids either, or you'll end up offering to suck the dick of a 20-year-old who got his shoulder reattached to his body a week prior. Godspeed.
Adios.